Alida.
Hello.
Hello, and welcome to the Martin Talk Show here at the Cannes Film Festival, where today we're in the MO11 pop-up gallery that have very kindly said that we can use this space to host these conversations. So first of all, before we chat, I'm grateful to the MO11 gallery. So it's really nice to be here, and it's really nice to meet you too, Alida.
It's very nice to meet you, and it's such a really lovely place. I love the art that is shown with the red carpet.
It's a perfect art studio to host these conversations where we're going to be talking about film and creativity with these displays of the artwork taken literally from previous red carpets at the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah, and it's nice to be in a quiet space
Yes.
during Cannes.
Yes.
The madness.
Yes. The first few interviews for me was quite difficult because I couldn't find a quiet space unless it was a street corner. But then even then, a street corner, you've got the bibbing of the cars and the people running by. So this is a blessing.
Yes, it is.
To be here right now. So as you are a fellow interviewer.
Yes, just came up from another interview trying to find a nice silence place.
Well, hopefully this is
we can share. Yeah.
You know, we'll help each other out and
collective power.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And that's interesting that you say that, because my experience so far in this, doing interviews, other interviewers haven't been so helpful in my journey. How do you find other interviewers as you cross their paths?
So when I choose who interview, because I do it for the London Rolling Film Festival, and so I want my audience to gain advices and something useful for them, then I always choose the person in a way that is actually...
We say how quiet it is. And then all of a sudden everyone comes in, which is fine because it's an open gallery.
But you're gonna this is gonna work.
We'll do a little edit. We'll give it a pause for a minute because I'm sure it will quiet again. Because I can't tell it to be quiet.
Yeah.
But this is still much better.
Oh yeah.
Than being in, even if there's a moment where we just pause.
I don't know how much the microphone takes the noise, so I just want.
Yeah, it will hear that. They're very good. What type of microphones do you use?
Crap. So please, Rode, give me some microphone.
Rode, are these DJI?
A DJI also, yes. Whoever wants to sponsor.
Well, do you know what, DJI? We do mention how good they are a lot on the podcast.
Okay, I'll check them out.
So I wouldn't have been able to do the amount of podcasts I've done without this kit because they're small. They're versatile. These were bought nearly 3 years ago. Yeah. And they're still working as great as ever.
That's so important. The audio is so important in filmmaking of any kind.
I think it's number one. I think if you haven't got the audio there, the visual means nothing.
Yes, with the film festival, we do receive some very nicely shot movies, and the acting is also good, but the audio sometimes is just too terrible, and we cannot show it.
No.
So. Invest in the audio.
Invest in the audio, and we're going to say it today. Invest in DJI. I do highly recommend them. Okay. And Alida needs a set. So DJI, help us out here.
Yeah, help us.
So let's get back to interviewers at festivals and the places you go. How do you find the community?
I choose them wisely, so I choose the ones that I want to connect with, so that's a good excuse to connect with them. And sometimes I just choose the ones that I think can be, they can have something very interesting to share with an audience of independent filmmakers because they have made it or because they know how to fail, maybe, and it's a good also angle to explore. But sometimes it happened, coming back to your question, that some of the moment I do take some time to sit down with them and have a coffee conversation, I realize that perhaps it's just good marketing and less substance.
Yes.
And it's also interesting because you understand how important it is marketing yourself in a way that even if can you imagine if someone that has substance then can also do a good marketing?
Yes.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of my flaws. I think my marketing needs to be better. I'm trying to grow this, and I think I believe 100% the substance is behind the work that I do. But one of the things that has held me back here at Cannes has been my social media following. And I know that's a struggle for a lot of people trying to raise whatever it is they're doing, whether that's in creativity, whether that's in interviewing, whatever business it is, it seems to be a struggle for us all to raise that up. But essentially that is marketing.
It is. And social media gives you the opportunity to use a channel that is completely free and accessible to everyone. And so if you are smart, you're not going to avoid social media, but actually it's a lot of work, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely, accessible because you don't have to pay for a big billboard in the middle of the road.
You've got an opportunity to put your stuff out in the world and hopefully find people that connect.
Yeah.
I have noticed with social media recently that there's beginning to be a lot of paywalls. Every time I put a post out there into the world, it recommends that I boost it. And it recommends that I be in Meta verified. And so whilst it is free to use it, to get the full benefit, there has become a paywall, there has become a level of entry.
It is, and coming from a background in PR and marketing, I advise people that cannot afford to start advertising on social media not to even try, because the algorithm then sees you as someone that can pay, and so will always ask, try to get you to pay more. And so it will once you pay once, your reach will also go down so that you pay a second time. So don't do that.
Yes, that's exactly.
I hope Meta doesn't look at this.
No,
sorry guys, but no. I'm,
I hope, for me, I hope they do. Because we're real people in the real world. We're their customers.
Yes.
And if they want us to keep going into their shop, their platform, then I believe things need to change.
Yeah, another thing that I think is not really working for me, that they are changing now, is that they are showing me too many contents that I may like, and the people that I'm actually following, I've never seen them again. So it's actually not anymore who you follow, but it's you get what you don't follow. So
who
suddenly,
put in front of you.
Suddenly I hope that people stop following me so they can see what I post.
I had this with a good friend of mine recently. She runs a theatre company, and she messaged me last week and she said, "Why do you never like my posts?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I would like your posts if I saw them," but I looked at her thing, and there was over the last 5 or 6 weeks, there was 5 or 6 posts that I never saw.
I'll give you another tip then that I discovered. If you want your friends, your followers to see your post, now you have reposted. Right. So the repost function is now been made in terms of allowing you to show your post to your community. So if you just post it once, it goes to the people that may like you. So that is actually not a bad idea. So people that don't yet follow you will see your content and maybe start following you if they liked it.
Okay.
But then it means that your followers, for some reason, are not watching it. And then if you want them to watch it, you have to use the repost.
Yes.
So
there's so many tricks and tips that we now need to do in order for this to work for us. There was a period of time which I feel like I missed out on, where it was just all organic.
Yes.
It all just happened naturally. If you were interested in someone or a topic, you would engage with that on the platform. But now we have to actively force it.
Yeah, and you have to constantly study the algorithm and what is pushing now, because every time they release a new feature like the reposting or the reels, then it's always pushing more that thing. So you need, if you use that, it highlights your content. Otherwise, if you're stuck into the one photo kind of content,
then
you may go.
And what about the content that you share then as an interviewer? Have you found that any type of content works better or worse for you?
Usually what I like to do is to collaborate with whoever I interview. So that is definitely something that, obviously, by being in collaboration with that person, it goes on both profiles.
Yes, I have done that as well. So I'm actively going back through my old posts
Yes,
to add those collaborators on.
that's important.
But there's about 4,000 posts now, so
It's a work.
It's a lot of work, and it's like, when have I got the time to do that? But I
Yeah.
know that every time I collaborate, it gets 3 times the views than if I hadn't have done that.
Yeah. And in terms of liking, I think one of the content that has most views of my interviews is the one that we had with Elliot Grove, that is the founder of Raindance. Obviously, because my audience is the independent film community, and so Raindance represents a big festival for them, and BIFA we also created. So people want to know more. That is probably like for them to learn something that they need to know. More than just advertising this director or that director for something just for the sake of advertising their work. I always ask something that is of use for the viewer.
And so how do you get to your guests? How do you connect with them the best? What do you find is your best technique?
It depends. Sometimes it's people that I know directly, so I just ask and they are happy to come on board. And sometimes, like in the case of Elliot Grove, that I never met in person before, it went through the manager of View Cinema, who is the cinema where I screen the films in London.
Yeah.
And he's a good friend, and so he kindly put me in touch with him, and he couldn't say no.
That's exactly the same way that things seem to work for me best as well, is a connection to a connection. A friend of a friend seems to be the best way that this has worked. It definitely is what kicked all of this off. I kind of see it as this kind of like ripple effect.
Yeah.
As you're going out, as you meet one person, you connect with them, then the next person, then the next person, and so on. And actually, that's exactly what's happened here at Cannes as well. That I came out here with 3 or 4 people I was hoping to connect with, but those 3 or 4 people have turned into 8, 16. It's the multiplier has.
But Cannes also is full of interesting people, and we are all in this, boat, and we have all interesting stories to tell. So, I mean, here you could interview so many people.
And I think that's the wonderful thing for me for coming to festivals, is that at festivals, I don't just talk about film, I talk about theatre and all of the arts, but it's mainly about the people actually, the change makers that are doing something within the world. But I find they are at festivals.
Yes.
They are in those places like this where we're actively talking about the art every day.
Yeah.
And we're actively trying to connect with each other.
I like Cannes because I always say it's like a holiday villages for industry professionals.
Yeah.
It's like going on holiday, but it's
but doing work at the same time.
Yeah.
And I guess when you love your work, it can feel like a holiday all the time.
It is. Where you sleep very little.
Yes.
And you do hit your step goal.
Yes, definitely.
And then go even over that.
I started my day yesterday at 8 a.m. and I got back to the Airbnb at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah. That sounds like a normal day in Cannes.
Yeah,
Have you eaten?
Yeah, I didn't yesterday.
See?
Yeah, I didn't yesterday. And what have I had today? I've had an apple today.
Oh, that's it's healthy at least. Usually I have like fried fries.
But obviously you need the food for fuel to get you through this. But there's something in the energy of connecting people where you don't.
Yeah, you roll on experiences and meetings and
it just and that gives you. That gives me, do you know what, as I'm thinking about it, people give me so much energy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you recognised that before as an interviewer?
Yeah, no, definitely. It is. But also, at the same time, you then, I was thinking this yesterday at dinner, it was like, I thought like it was full of people around us and everybody still enjoying the night and eating and drinking. And I said, tonight I'm going to go to sleep quite early. And I look at the and the watch, and it's like past midnight.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's not quite that early, but it's like a never-ending kind of town here.
When I'm in it's funny. This is one of the first times I'm ever talking about interviewing. I don't see myself as an interviewer because I've got no education in it. I've got no skills set. Or I'm probably doing myself a disservice.
No, yeah.
I feel like I've developed some skills as
Yes.
I've been doing this. But yeah, I've never seen what I do as interviews, but the outside world does.
It's like a conversation, like a nice chat.
Yeah, it's a conversation on purpose. And that conversation on purpose, I guess that thing you said about looking at the audience and giving something back, that when we do this, when we engage with each other and we go a little bit deeper with the conversation, then there's something for whoever's on the other side of the camera or the headphones.
Yeah.
Do you ever get lost in time when you're with people?
Yes. I mean, often. Usually I'm very aware of the time we have, and the format that we have is quite like, we want to give them as many information as possible in 10 minutes perhaps, especially because the content is going to go on YouTube or social media. That is not like you're sitting down eating popcorn. It's like quick, go.
Quick bit. So for me, the majority of my podcasts, they last for an hour, 2 hours.
And it's nice, but then do you edit yourself?
Well, yes, I do. So I've got to go through all of that edit.
Yes. So it's a lot of time and a lot of...
And in this time, I've worked out that an hour of footage takes me 6 hours to put together.
Absolutely.
So if that's a 2-hour episode, that's 12 hours.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot to go through.
Coming from a background of production manager and producer, time is precious. So that's why I like that.
So that's one of the areas that I'm not doing so well as well, time being precious. And so I'm doing this alone.
Yeah.
There's me, there's my camera, the sound stuff, and then I have to put it all together. So where I come to these festivals, I don't have time for social media as well.
Yes.
I don't have time to put it out. So what I'm finding is that I don't get so much traction when I'm here or when I initially put the episodes out. Because I've missed the moment for the audience.
It kind of lose the momentum.
Everyone's interested in Cannes now.
Yes.
With some of the other festivals I go to, as we get closer to the next one, the audience starts to engage again and it starts to go up. But how do you make the most of this moment?
So usually I ask someone to film some behind the scenes, and if I don't have, sometimes happen that it's just me and the interviewer because Cannes is busy and everybody's busy. So I just cut a little bit of the interview just on my phone very quickly to highlight a moment or another, and just put a reel that is a short teaser to say, look, we are interviewing here in Cannes, and soon to be found on YouTube.
It doesn't have to be the whole thing, does it?
No, absolutely. It doesn't have to be the whole thing, because I don't think anyone on social media will look at a 1-hour interview.
No.
Absolutely. You just need to choose the key moments that will, clickbait, as they call it.
Yes, the clickbait. So where do you find your content is best received by the audience then? Is there a particular platform for you?
I am more concentrated on Instagram just because to me it's easier. But I know that I've done research and everything. It's more like a lot of my audience is still on Facebook, strangely enough. Yeah. And there is a new audience that is on TikTok, and I've been pressured to open a TikTok account. And although I'm fighting it, I think it will soon be happening. And YouTube, of course, is something to take care better than I'm doing, because that's where we're now populating the content, because of course it allows many more things. But you need a professional social media manager or someone dedicated to that. And being a small business where you do everything yourself, it is challenging to take care of everything, the quality of the video, the interview, the editing, the posting, the social media, the marketing. So
Yes, you're wearing many.
Yeah.
I often think I'm a, when I do sit there at home putting this all together, I think to myself, wow, I'm a whole studio right now.
Yes, you are.
Like I'm doing literally every job that, it's wonderful that we can do that now. I think we're in an amazing time where the technology has got us to a place of we can do
Yeah.
it. We can put it all out. But it's just so time consuming, and there's so much of that work that 99.9% of my work goes unpaid.
It is. But in this is interesting possibly to also speak to creators because that's what they do. They do all alone and they film their content and they are like successful with their following and they do edit everything themselves. There are many creators that have behind them an agency that does all the work,
Yes.
Some of them are, but most of them no. So I think you have interviewed a lovely Italian lady living in London, which I don't remember the name.
Okay.
An actress, and she does a lot of nice content on Instagram.
Okay.
Can you help me with the name?
Do you know what? If we looked at a picture, I'd know the name. I'd know the name straight away.
And I love her content. I really like.
There's Louise is coming to mind. One of my all of my, I remember all of my guests. I find this as well that every single person I sit down with and I have this conversation with.
Yeah.
It's like a relationship builds that never leaves me.
It does. It does.
And this never happened before in my life. I would meet people and they'd come and go, but all of a sudden I feel like where I've done 500 episodes of a podcast, and in that time 500 episodes, it's probably over 1,000 guests. I remember them all, like by name.
Here we go.
Oh yes, that's it. I say that. I remember them all by name. Carlotta. Yes, Italian actress.
Yes.
Based in London. She does very well on social media. When I say she does very well on social media, she is a voice of other actresses.
Yes.
She is constantly giving guidance and advice and help and support to others. None of her content is about her. And that's typically, you see content from actors and actresses, and it's all, look at my art, look at me.
Yeah, look at me on the red carpet.
Yeah, whereas with her content, this is how I can help you.
Yeah, showing the real struggle. And it's such a shame because she's really good. She's such a good actress. I love the little teasers of the things she's done.
Well, I know she's in some good work actually. She's got some good work coming up.
Yeah, good.
She's got a big Amazon. This is probably not my place to say, but it is just in case. But she's going to be in a big Amazon TV show coming up.
That's good.
So I can see her career going very far. She's a very talented actress. But the relationships I find, like I say, I'm building these relationships with so many different people, and they're all sticking. And for me, one of the wonderful things that I've found is they've all become supporters afterwards to this journey.
Yeah, why not? I mean, when someone meets someone that genuinely is working hard for his business and is not creating problems for any other person, and actually you're helping people to showcase their work, to be seen, so why not supporting it, right?
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful thing. So what brought you to this? What brought you to doing this job?
The podcast?
The podcast, the interviewing, connecting with people?
As I said, so my festival is mostly to connect people, and I love to do panels to actually put together people and do kind of an educational sort of class where the audience can not only listen to the teacher to tell them this is done like this is done like that, but I can also meet the person and network with the person that I am interviewing. So also it's not like when I was a journalist, it would be more like a quick oh la 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 la, and I don't like that. I prefer like having a chilled coffee where we are more relaxed and we talk with everybody.
I feel there's so much more that can be a benefit to, well, one-on-one here, but also for the audience as well. You know, the audience might not want to listen to this whole conversation,
Yes.
but they can find something that's more detailed and more worthy for them educationally.
Yes. Yeah, and then depending on your niche, but for example, if I want to know more about a specific topic, maybe I go straight to a podcast that is more quick and more, like a bite. But if I want to really discover how a person is and go deeply into the person habits or how they talk, what they think, then a podcast of an hour like yours is more like, oh, I understand a bit more about Alida, the way she talks, the way she thinks, because the conversation is wider, not just tell me this, and this.
Yes, and that's my hope with people listening in, and for my guests as well, that by having these longer conversations, it's that I find there's so much truth in there.
Yeah.
I don't feel like you can hide in a podcast that lasts for an hour.
No, yeah.
You can't put on a fakeness. Mm-hmm. You can't put on a show. If you do, it falls away quite quickly.
You will notice. You start notice toward the end.
You start to go. There's nothing else you can do but be authentic.
Yeah.
In this time and space. Whereas I have tried those on the street things where I go up to people, because I know that would help on social media.
Yeah.
So I'll go up to people and I'll just ask like one question, but it never feels right to me. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing, and it doesn't feel like what I want to give to my audience either.
Yeah. And I guess also, chatting like this, it makes the other person more relaxed and more chilled, and so when someone is relaxed, it offers more.
Yeah, it offers more, and they open up more and go into spaces that often my guests say to me, "How do we get there?" I didn't realise we were going to say that. That brings me to another question for you, actually. So, have you ever had an experience where I've only had this once, where a guest has said to me, "Oh dear, I overshared. Like I shouldn't have said what I said today." And I didn't want to upset him, so I agreed to delete it, and we did it again. And so, yeah, I did that. But I asked someone that's a journalist what I should have done in that situation. He said, "We should have posted it. Like, you should have put it out there in the world. You should have shared it, because that's the truth."
Well, it depends. If it was something, if you're interviewing a director that is coming with a big announcement for his film, and they are sharing something that is supposed to go out on a press release that is, what's the word, like exclusive for a magazine or something, that is trouble for them, because
yes, it would be damaging. It would be damaging to the film.
So,
but often you see interviewers, their career can boom from that. But I wonder actually. I see it can boom from that moment of sharing a story, sharing something that's a unique take that nobody else managed to get. I wonder if that has lasting value, because would you be trusted as an interviewer afterwards?
Yeah, it's a tricky question. And also I think it's very much to do with you despite like not much of the other. So I don't think I will do it. I think I'll do the same as you did. I will cancel and start again, because what's your goal with the interview?
Yes.
So if you're interviewing a politician that you want to, really show the people who is he and then perhaps you are there to dig deep and expose the person, the projects, who he really is, and have something that anybody.
So I guess each situation is going to be different if you
understand.
If you understand your goal.
Yes.
If you understand your purpose for the interview, and mine's quite simply the truth.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the truth. What about you? What is it you're looking for?
As I said, just looking for giving the audience some tools that can be useful to them. So if I were to interview you, I would say, so are you a filmmaker? Or what are you doing? What's your goal? What do you want to achieve? And how are you achieving this? And how difficult you found the road to achieving that? So can you tell our audience what is that you've done that made you fail so they don't fail? And what is that you've done to succeed so they can use it straight away instead of failing many times?
Yeah. Wonderful. I've learned so much from you today.
Really?
Yeah, I really appreciate you sharing like this. Like you've changed my perspective on other interviewers today, because like I say, the previous interviewers, apart from one, I have got a local interviewer that does support what I do on the podcast very nice, back in my hometown. He is very supportive of what I do. And keeps trying to tell me I'm an interviewer. But other than that, as I've gone out in the world into the industry, I've found people not to be as nice as you.
Really?
And
that's not nice.
The other interviewers, I found it a bit cutthroat. And so this is meeting you today, Alida, has been really nice for me. And like I say, I've learnt a lot. The education has come through here today, so I really do appreciate it. So I have one question that I ask of all of my guests, where it doesn't matter what industry they're in or what they do, because it's a human question for all of us. And so I wonder, Alida, how would you make this a better world?
Thank you for the question, because actually, can I do a bit of advertising?
Of course.
I'm in Cannes this year supporting Yes She Can, with an organization that started here in Cannes from Faith Elizabeth, who is an actress and director and producer now as well, who found navigating Cannes, especially the first years she was coming to Cannes, a bit harsh, a bit difficult. So she started educating other women on how to better navigate Cannes, where to go, where not to go, how to dress, how to perhaps not dress, or whatever is useful to know being an actress in Cannes or a female in Cannes. And I've seen her growing through the years since 2018 until now, where Yes She Can became a very established organization. They had 17 events at the Marché du Film, including one at the main stage. And the London Rolling Film Festival, as one of the supporter of this organization, we had the opportunity to introduce the True Spark Alliance, which is a project that we are bringing to showcase and help and find all those films that are uplifting, inspirational, and that moves the audience to take action, to get something changing in one own lives or some other people's lives. This is badly said, but my brain is fried after 1 week in Cannes. But yeah, so films that change the person, the audience, because a lot of film festivals that can be a bit heavy and showing a program that is quite deep, but also not necessarily uplifting. I was coming out of a few screenings lately quite depressed in some of the biggest festivals, and so I found the necessity to find films that are uplifting and create a programming around those films to say, here, audience, come to this cinema at this time and you will be bombarded by films that are giving you the power to say, oh, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take that action to change my life or to help another person or to write that script, to start my podcast, to follow my dream. Instead of just, oh my God, life is shit.
You give power.
Yeah, so with this True Spark Alliance, I'm trying to change the world one film at a time.
Amazing. What an amazing thing to do. And it sounds like an epic journey. So where do we find out more about Yes She Can?
Yeah, so there is the website, of course. And if you go around Cannes, if you're here and you see this badge, just say hello to the woman or man that is wearing the badge, because they are part of a squad, of a community that is actually truly supporting each other. And this is nice about Yes She Can, is that it's truly made by women that are changing the way that we navigate the industry. for so long, for too long, we've been a bit like feeling like we have to do it all on our own, and thinking perhaps that the other woman is jealous of us or not happy if we succeed. So it's all about finding those that are genuinely actually happy if you succeed, because it's not doesn't mean that you're not succeeding if I am succeeding. We can both succeed, and the collaboration between Yes You Can and London Rolling Film Festival has shown that by joining forces, collective power, I can empower them by showcasing them through my film festival, and they can help me by showcasing through their event here in Cannes. And we have done so much together that we wouldn't never dream to do alone. So it's nice even just to have a person that is there for you, holding your hand when you are typing at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Whether that's just one person or a whole community can make such a change to the individual's life. Yeah.
In this community we have other journalists, other writers, and we are connecting. We don't even need anymore to go out to the big parties to connect to this and that producer that perhaps will give us an opportunity. We just need to check who's next to us at the breakfast, because we're all in the film industry, we're all doing amazing things, and so it's just like, oh, but are you doing that? Oh, I'm in PR. Oh, I'm a director. Okay, I'll write a piece about your film. You can perhaps put my logo on the credits. I don't know.
And that sounds like something that we can all take into our life as well.
Yeah.
That isn't just about the film industry. That's something that we can do wherever we go.
Yeah. It's like, how do you say, baratto? Like in the old times before money, I'll give you eggs, you give me a chicken.
Exchange.
Just exchange.
Just an exchange and just collaboration.
Yes.
Collaboration is, and I think that's so much more powerful in life than money.
Yeah.
That's the money thing is definitely not a fuel for me. It's the exchange of each other's help and guidance is worth so much more.
It is.
Well, this has been wonderful, Alida. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Thank you. And once again, thank you to the MO11 Gallery here at Cannes.
Yes. I'm probably going to steal your place.
You're not going to steal, we're sharing.
We're sharing, okay.
We're collaborating.
No, you don't.
So if anyone has been watching or listening, we appreciate you for joining us for this conversation.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.